This is our end of year reflection. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Erica.
Question 1. What preconceived notion did you have of the AP World History during the summer before the year started?
So before the school started, I knew this class was hard, and as a kid coming from an easy middle school, I prepared myself for the worst. But then when I got the summer homework, it is a lot, and I was very overwhelmed. But as you go through it really isn't that bad.
Yeah, we came from the same middle school, and we didn't have much homework. It was pretty easy. So, I thought high school was going to be really difficult, and I would not have any time to myself. And the summer homework does seem like a lot, like the graphic organizer. I thought it was more difficult the ones we had during the year.
Yeah.
Because the slides weren't didn't line up perfectly to the graphic organizer.
Yeah. What was your first impression of Mr. DiBernardo as a teacher or person? So when I first met Mr. D, I took a small question seminar before the year started, all about AP World, and all the talk about the test was really frightening. And when I met him in the school for a tour, he sounded so happy and excited to teach all the new freshmen. So throughout all the tests, it comes hard to accept the grades that you're going to get. But Mr. D helped everyone in their needs, so everybody doesn't slack off.
I thought he was a helpful teacher, and I'm glad that he was available when we needed him. What was your first impression of AP class after the first 10 days of academic challenges?
So my first impression after the 10 days is I was really overwhelmed, and the homework that we got each week was it took up my entire day.
Yeah, we got homework the first day of school to do over the weekend, and normally we have a whole week to do it. So getting that done over the one weekend when I was busy at the beach was not ideal, but it gets easier and you kind of get a schedule and you understand how to do it without wasting too much time.
What was the first major challenge you faced in this class? Following a schedule, understanding, organization, communication, commitment. So my first challenge was understanding the content, because when in this class you are taking in so much information. So it's really important that you find a strategy to take in all of this information.
Yeah, I had a hard time not overloading myself and making too much of a deal out of it. It's just homework. It's okay if I don't absorb it. I can review it at the end of the year. What adjustments did you make during the first marking period to improve your performance?
I didn't change much through the year. I just, through the weeks that we got more and more homework, I just became more confident and faster. So my weekends would not be as more busy as they were before.
Yeah, I realized how to do the homework faster because it used to take me a while. I stopped doing the Quizlets because it didn't help. Okay.
As the year progressed, what style of studying for quizzes tests worked for you best? For me, I wrote a lot of notes from the lectures that he gave and these videos that we watched. And for the tests and stuff, I did a lot of multiple choice. So knowing the strategies to do those multiple choice and just becoming familiar about what you're going to see.
Yeah, I started to do the Albert unit questions to prepare for each test, and I'd watch a Heimler video for each subunit before doing it to cement the information in my brain, and then I'd also do paper notes.
When and how did you realize you were improving? How did it make you feel?
Oh, by unit 3, I think I saw some improvement, but your grades are gonna kind of you're not gonna be consistent with your test scores all year round. So, yeah.
Yeah, when I started to realize later my test scores got better. In the beginning, I never got those kinds of test scores before. So when my test scores did get better, I started to realize that I was understanding the content more, and it made me happy.
Yeah, but your grade balances out though, so don't worry if you see a 60 in a test score. It's gonna balance out to if you're pretty consistent with everything else, it's gonna balance out to an A or a B. Did you work with other students in some kind of study group outside of class? What did it look like and did it help you?
So during the year, weekly, we would have different quizzes, and I would FaceTime friends to go over answers that we previously had and then talk about it to understand the information and either understand how you're right or you're wrong. So, therefore, you would understand the information as well as getting a better score because of it.
Yeah. I FaceTime with you and we would like answer the question on our own and then talk through our answers and try to like justify why some answers weren't right and why one answer was right. Try to single out the answer.
Describe your experience writing a DBQ essay. So the DBQ is a really big essay that you write for the test, and you only have an hour to create. So at the beginning of the year, I had never written that much of like words in such a short amount of time, and within the DBQ, you have to analyze documents, and it was very difficult. But throughout the year, you do so many when studying for the different like unit tests, so it got easier and easier. But when you have a time limit, it got difficult again. So you just have to make sure that you don't slack off when writing so you can maximize your time.
Yeah, at the beginning of the year, I didn't use the sentence starters because I found that they made my essay too lengthy, but they do actually really help organize your essay and keep you on track and like so you get through it quickly. And analyzing the documents was definitely difficult, especially soaps. Like those, I didn't even get those till like the end of the year, and I don't even know if I got them. Whatever. But yeah, it gets better. It doesn't take you an hour, and if you're good enough on the LEQ, you get more time for the DBQ on the test.
Describe your experience writing the LEQ essay. So the LEQ essay is one. It's shorter than the DBQ, but it's all for memory, so you don't have to analyze documents
like
or anything.
Essay.
So on the test, you're given 40 minutes, and in the beginning of the year, it took me an hour, and then with an additionally 10 minutes, so to think about what you have to write. But as we did it and we got better throughout the year, it only took me 30 minutes to do. So for the test, you just have to make sure you know all the information so it gets easier to write.
Yeah, at the beginning of the year, it took me like an hour, but on the test, it like only took me a good 20 minutes, maybe less. Like it gets easier. Like after you write so many DBQs, and at the end of the year, you write a bunch of LAQs, and you just realize how quickly you can just fly through the LAQ without analyzing documents, doing soaps, doing extend. Like you can do it quickly.
Describe your level of commitment when studying for the AP College Board end of year exam. What style of studying for College Board exam worked best for you? So during the year, I was really committed. And I put so much time and effort into the year, and I really wanted to pay off. So once it got around to studying for the AP exam, I was really committed for studying because I really wanted a good score. And doing multiple choice and going over like context for all essays was really important.
Yeah, I like rewrote the notes of the first 8 units in like a different format so I could see the information in a different way and to like remember things like the Boer Wars and the Sepoy Mutiny. Like I didn't know what that was before reviewing all the information. And then I also made a paper with like a bunch of major points to remember. And then I did Heimler review videos, which were really helpful.
What was your overall experience with 9th grade AP World History course? What are you walking away with that you didn't have before? So my overall experience is really good, as I'm left with many tools and like writing and knowledge that left. Also, it made me feel like more confident in what I'm doing because that was one of the hardest courses, and as a 9th grader I took it. So I'm just like proud of myself that I completed like a college level class.
Yeah, like this is like something college kids take, so I'm pretty happy with how I did throughout the year. I think it's definitely taught me a lot about writing and working under pressure with like time and like how important it is to be committed, and like it's not just a test about this class isn't just about doing well, it's about being committed and being dedicated and actually putting effort into the class.
Bye.
Bye.